Hey everyone, so I wanted to come to you today with another video. This is my globe that I've been working on in Worlds Within Worlds by Kirby Rosanes. I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name, but this is my globe, and I thought that I might want to add a background. I used all Prismacolors for this, and I think it turned out really nice, and I kind of wanted to give it the effect, like a two-sided effect, where I did the green tree over here and then the orange with yellows on the tree over here, kind of like, you know, autumn and summer, I guess, a little bit. But then I thought it would be really cool to come in and do this side with greens so that this side of the tree stands out, and then this side with the yellows and the oranges so that the green side of the tree stands out. And then I put a little pop of pink in here with certain things, and then I decided to go in with stickles and make these all pink with glitter. So now I am going to do the background, and I'm going to be using these Jane Davenport palette pastels, which are really awesome. And these are the makeup brush type things that you could purchase in the store that she also sells. They come in a pack like this. And so I'm going to use those, and I swatched a few of the pinks over here, and I think it's this one here in the center that I'm going to use. Pretty sure. But yeah, it's a pretty bright pink. And I am just going to start by spreading it out. Oh, that is such a pretty pink. But if you've never used the pan pastels before, they're actually quite fun. And they're really great for the backgrounds when you don't want to use your Prismacolors, because using the Prismacolors can take quite a long time. And I thought the pink would be a good choice and really stand out behind everything else because of the pink that is in here, and then the pink that I used on the dragon. But I'm not going all the way in because I have decided that, or all the way in, all the way towards the globe. I'm leaving this little space here because I kind of have an idea that I want to use. It's kind of hard to hold my phone and do this at the same time without the book moving. I love the effect that these palette pastels give it. And you could just kind of lay these however you'd like. There's no perfect way to do it, right way or wrong way. Is my lighting kind of bad? I hope y'all can see what I'm doing. See, I'm just kind of rubbing it in across the page and kind of smoothing it out. This is a great idea when you don't want to take forever using colored pencils and blending everything in to make the perfect background. Some other great ideas would be to do, I've seen people do an acrylic paint background when they want to make the background black. I've seen a lot of acrylic paint. I've seen people use the Posca paint pens to create backgrounds, and even eyeshadow, but I'd prefer to use these than eyeshadow. I think the whole idea behind the Jane Davenport line was makeup, and these are like makeup. She does a lot of girls like this, like on the front of her cover, and it's just kind of a theme that she does where you use the pan pastels to color in the girls' faces. And that was the original reason that I bought them, not necessarily for backgrounds. I was having quite a lot of fun painting in the girls' faces and doing some drawings of my own and portraits. And this is it so far. I'm going to color in the rest of it, and then I am going to come back and show you the rest of my ideas and why I am keeping this like this and not going all the way in. Okay, so I have finished the whole background in pink, and as you can see, I left just a small white space all the way around. And what I'm gonna do to add a little bit of dimension to the globe is I'm gonna use my 50% warm gray, and I'm just gonna come in here. As you can see, I've already started, and I'm just lining the outside, but I'm using a very light touch. I'm not going heavy at all. And I'm just gonna come in here and do this, and I kind of bring it out a little bit like this. Sorry, I'm not talking as much because I'm trying to concentrate. I don't want to mess it up as much work as I've already put into this. But as you can see, the darker you go to the edge, it kind of pulls it out from the page. So you want to go the darkest as you're the closest to the globe, and then you kind of want to pull it out all the way around. Yeah, it's so difficult to do this while I hold my phone. I really need to get some kind of stand. I'm really thinking about starting a YouTube channel so I could post more of these little tricks and ideas, not just to the group, but also to YouTube, so more people can see them. And I kind of enjoy making the videos, but I hope they help y'all with some ideas. I mean, there's so many little tips and tricks that you can do to bring your coloring to the next level, and Prismacolors are absolutely wonderful to do that with. And then once you add other mediums like the palette pastels and even the little stickles that I used in here, that added a touch of glitter. it really just brings it all to another level. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna finish this all the way around, and it may take a little bit of time, so I will come back to show you the next step, what I've decided to do, how I'm gonna blend it in or make it look better. And I'll be back when I get to that point. Okay, I'm back and I've gotten more of it done. As you can see, I've gotten the gray all in here and all around here. Notice it's darker right where it touches the globe. And I'll show you how I did that. You use the side of the pencil only, and you hold your pencil like this, and you just go right along the edge. And you can come out a little bit very lightly so that the gray extends, but just make sure that it's darkest right where it's touching the globe, or whatever the object is that you're trying to create definition with. Make sure you get in all the little tiny crevices when you've got, like I've got here, where it kind of all goes in and out, and it's not just a straight line. And then like right here where the base meets the globe, make sure you get all the gray in there. But look how it just adds this definition and like a 3D effect. It's actually pretty amazing. And we need to come in and finish up here what we're doing and see how I just get darker. And I'm only using the side of the pencil. Probably should sharpen it about now because it's getting kind of dull. You really want to make sure you're using the side of a sharp edge. Okay, so my edge is nice and sharp now, which makes it much easier to use a lot less pressure. Let's see how I'm going darkest as I'm closest to the edge of the object. And then I'm just kind of extending it out, still only using the side of the pencil. Okay, so now that I have this dark gray line using the 50% warm gray going all the way around the entire globe, and I brought it out just a little bit. As you can see, it's extended just a little, and then I'm going to come in with my 20% gray, and I'm going to try to kind of blend this out so it doesn't look so harsh, and kind of blend it into where the pink is. Maybe not all the way. I may come back in with my 10% warm gray to finish it out and extend it all the way into the pink. But I'll show you each step as I go. I just I'm trying to show you as much as I can on video, but I know if I did the entire thing and sat here and colored the entire thing and did the whole project on the camera, it would take quite a long time and it would make it really difficult to upload to Facebook. So as you can see, I'm coming in here with my 20% warm gray. Oh, and the reason why I am using warm grays is because these are warm colors. When you're using warm colors like reds and oranges and browns and such, you want to use the warm grays. You've got all of these grays in your 150 set, and this is what they're there for, to do things like this. But use your grays, don't let them go to waste, because they're really actually amazing in what they can do when you kind of step outside the box, so to speak, a little bit and experiment with them. But as you can see, this is kind of blending all this in and making the lines not so harsh. I'll come in a little closer so you could see what I'm doing. But see how awesome that looks? And it's like, it's so easy to just add this extra dimension and really make your artwork or your coloring project or whatever you want to call it pop. But I'm going to go around and do this around the entire thing. And I love how grays look with pinks. It's not going to be too much of a contrast to where it's going to take away from the effect that I'm trying to create. I think it's going to look really good when it's all done. See how it just kind of blends into that pink really nicely and blends this out at the same time. Again, make sure you're always using the side of the pencil so that you're not applying too much pressure, because you don't want any harsh lines. And if you do ever mistakenly do that and make a line that is too harsh, I mean, we all do it. But a good trick for that is coming in with your blender pencil, your Prismacolor blender, and trying to blend that out. Usually it works. And I love how this is blending in with the pink and kind of adding to the effect I'm trying to create. It looks really good. Here I might have done a little bit too much gray, and see right there I've got a little bit of a harsh line, so I'll have to come in with the blender pencil and fix that. And I may even have to come in with a lighter gray and fix it. You need to always remember that this is art, and I know a lot of people like to think that they made mistakes, but really there are no mistakes. And what you think is a mistake is always something that can be fixed or covered up. And sometimes the things that you think are mistakes don't look like mistakes to someone else. You will find that a lot. But I'm going to finish going all the way around this and blending it out nicely. And then I will start up the camera again. Okay, so like I said before, after I just used my 30% warm gray, this is what I have so far. And now I'm going to come in with my 10% warm gray, and I'm just going to blend this out even more into the pink. And I'm just going to go around and I'm going to do this. See how it's kind of blending it out? But you could use little tricks like this to make just an ordinary coloring page really stand out a lot more than it would have if you didn't spend just a little bit of extra time. I mean, how much time do we already spend on our coloring projects to make them exactly what we want them to be? It's always so exciting to me to just watch a page come to life. See how this lighter gray is so close to white that it's just kind of blending it all out. I mean, this is the best excuse to buy 150 set of Prismas just to get the grays. Or they might come in the 132 set too. I don't know because I don't have the 102 set, but I would imagine that they do. It's all blending out so nicely now. And I am using a little bit more pressure than I was previously because I don't want any harsh lines left, but I still want that dimension there and for it to be noticeable. It's kind of the same idea with how you would use white when trying to blend together other colors. It creates the same effect. And it makes for a very nice blend. But yeah, because I'm holding the camera, it's a little bit more difficult, because normally if I was just sitting here at my desk and coloring this, I would be turning the book in the direction that I needed it. And right now I'm not doing that. So I could turn it a little bit. Oh, much better. See, it makes such a huge difference, the angle of your hand, just by that turn of the book. Made it so much easier to blend these colors in. Don't be afraid to turn your book in whatever direction you need to get into certain areas. I do it all the time. I mean, I'm probably usually not coloring a coloring page right side up. Just got to get the last of this blend. Can't even tell if my camera is focusing properly or not. Okay, but this, I'm pretty sure you pretty much have the idea, but look how it just kind of made it look like it's popping off the page. Can you see that? And then I'm going to come in with one last step after I finish blending all of this out. Okay, so this is what I have so far. And I think I'm going to come in with my 70% warm gray, which is the darker of all of the colors that I've used, the darkest gray, because I started with the 50%. But I think that I want to come right around this edge and darken it up. And that will give it even more dimension and really make it pop. So we're just going to go very lightly again with the side of the pencil. Do not press hard. But look at the difference. But you have to very, very lightly go with this one because this one is very close to black. And you really don't want too much pigment down on the paper. But it is going to make such a drastic difference. Do not go too far out when you get down to these little tiny crevices. Let's see how close I can get so y'all can see what I'm doing here. But yeah, just like this. And you want to get in all of these little crevices. And just stay very close. And we're going to come down around here, around the bottom. And shade in here. Again, I have a sharpened lead. I'm using the side of my pencil. And I'm just pressing ever so lightly. And it really makes a dramatic difference. And this is probably the last step before what will be my final touch to it, and then I'll be done. But look at the difference, how it just kind of really pronounces that and gives it that pop off the page look. I would imagine this video by now is going to be quite long. And I don't know how much of it I'll actually be able to break down to shorten it. So hopefully you make it this far into the video and are able to watch the entire thing. Okay, I will come back when I show you the very last step after I finish framing in the entire globe. Okay, so after I put that harsher, darker line with the 70% warm gray, I went back in with the 50% warm gray, and I just kind of did this and pulled it out all the way around. Just try not to leave any white spots around the edge of the globe. Okay, so I already did that all the way around. I just wanted to show you how I did it. And then our last step to make the globe look like, to add that extra popping off the page effect, is we are going to take our Signo Uniball white gel pen. And we are going to, hopefully it writes. Let me see. Oh, it's working. We are just going to do this. Very carefully. I'm trying to make it a little thicker because my globe is so big. If we were working on just like a little tiny bubble, then it would be, the lines would not be as thick, but you can see that that kind of just gives it the extra effect that it needs. And I'll probably just do it like on one side. Don't worry if you feel like you messed up, because you can just go right back over it again. I think I'm going to connect to these two here. But yeah, I may go ahead and finish it and do it just here around the top, but I think that looks really good. So I hope this tutorial helped and showed you something new to possibly try in some of your colorings, or maybe you have this book Worlds Within Worlds and you want to do the same page with your own colors and use some of this or some of these tips and tricks to add definition to your globe. And if you do, I would love to see them.